Hi, this is Ryan from Dakota Angler and Outfitter, and today we're going to be tying a student, which is a really good, really simple mayfly pattern that was kind of popularized on the Bighorn River in Montana. But we used it a lot this last summer guiding and fishing, and it was probably our best dry fly mayfly, especially for Baetis pattern. I caught tons and tons and tons of fish and had a lot of clients catch fish on it, and I know the other guides had the same experiences as I did. It's just a great super simple fly. A fly you can tie a lot of in a really short amount of time too if you're going through a lot of them. So we're using just kind of a standard dry fly hook. You can use a Daiichi 1100, 1110 or a Tiemco 100 or 101, and then just an olive 70 denier ultra thread, and just adjust the color of your thread and your CDC obviously to match the mayflies that you're imitating. So start your thread at the front, trim off your tag, and then what I do for a tail, a lot of guys use just pieces of CDC. I use just the whole feather. I just take and I strip off some of the bottom of it. Just strip off however much you need to make your tail the thickness you want, and I just fold it forward. You get a nice straight tail that way. So make it about just a little shorter than a hook length. Wind that all the way to the back. And this is kind of a goofy looking fly too. It doesn't look terribly appealing when it's finished, but it just works so incredibly good. So you got your tail, and then wind your thread back to the front, cover up your little butt there, and go back about a third of the way. That tail, if your tail's a little thick, you can actually just pull fibers out of it. You don't even really need to trim them. Sometimes you need to trim a little stray one here or there, but yeah, just so you get kind of a thin-ish tail, but probably 10 or 12 fibers altogether. So then for the wing, the CDC again, and just stack on a 18 like this. You probably 2 feathers is plenty, just depending on the water you're fishing too. If you're fishing really picky fish, use less CDC, obviously make a thinner fly. If you're fishing faster water where the fish aren't going to be as picky, you can get away with more CDC, and it's easier to see that way. So just stack 2 CDC feathers with the tips aligned and the curves go in the same direction. And then put all your CDC forward like that. And one thing with this fly too is don't be afraid to make it thick. I mean, I've never had fish that were refusing this, even if I have a big fluffy piece of CDC like this. So you want it to be about a hook length tall, your wing. This is kind of comparadun style. So do a loose wrap, and then tighten it up. And then kind of double check how far you are from the eye so you can adjust your length or where you need to be if you have to. Alright, so then trim off. What I do to trim is I twist it and trim it. You get a little bit more of a taper that way, just so your body will look a little bit cleaner, just so you don't get a real abrupt stop. And if you have to, you can kind of build a little bit of a taper there. Alright. So then this one needs to be wound forward just a little bit. Like that. So then all you do is kind of the same thing as a comparadun. Pull your whole wing kind of straight up, put your thread in front of it, and make a little bit of a thread dam. Kind of just prop that wing up with your thread in front. The back's already holding that part of it up. So you just need to make the same thing on the front. Sometimes you get a stray fiber or two you need to trim off. You kind of want it to fan out like that also. Oh, come on, camera, focus. Alright, but you want it to fan out like that. And you're going to get some stray fibers, just kind of the nature of working with CDC. like that. And obviously you can tie it thinner than this too if you want. I got a little bit to clean up back behind there. You can tie it thinner if your fish are pickier, but as thin as the body on this fly is with just the thread, I haven't really found any need to dress them lightly. And just taper your whole body. I mean, taper it up to the wing, taper it back down on the other side. And that's the whole fly. You can sometimes I'll put a turn of hackle on them if I'm fishing especially fast, rough water, but the CDC float's really good. I haven't had any problems with it. Oops. Camera's too close. Alright, so then, whip finish. Like I said, it's kind of a strange looking fly. It doesn't look that good until it just catches a ton of fish. It's a ridiculously good fly. It's kind of a crude, quick, easy tie, but it's worth having a few of these in your box for sure. They work really, really, really well.